Hello everyone, I am Jhalak Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Today I am going to discuss about subject wireless communication. These are the course outline of subject. It has 6 units. Among them, today we start with chapter number 1, Introduction to Wireless Communication. First of all, why wireless communication is preferred over wired communication. So, it provides mobility. Wireless communication provides mobility or freedom to move about connection with network. Wireless enables industries to shift towards increasing mobile activity whenever they are. Second is increased reliability, means cable failures reduced in case of wireless communication. Because there is no use of wired, cable failures does not occur. Next is easy installation, easily installed without worrying about providing network connection through cables. Because of that, it provides lower cost compared to wired communication. And next is rapid disaster recovery. Wireless network can be easily made up with whenever there is any disaster like earthquake or fire or maybe flood or any type of disaster, it can be easily made up. Next is types of mobile radio transmission which is used in wireless communication. First is simplex system. It is one-way communication, means only in one direction. It is like radio, TV broadcasting system or maybe a paging system. Message received but it is not acknowledged. Second is half duplex system. It allows two-way communication with the help of same radio channel for both transmission and reception as well as like walkie-talkie. Next is full duplex system. It allows simultaneous two-way communication like mobile transmission and reception on two different channels. Therefore, it can carried out simultaneously. Next one is limitations of wireless communication. First one is radio signal interference. Signals from other wireless devices can interrupt radio transmission like WLAN or Bluetooth. WLAN or Bluetooth both operate on same radio frequency, potentially resulting in interference between devices. Next is health hazardous. High power level of RF energy. High power level of RF energy means high level of radio frequency. Even continuous radiation at lower level can also be harmful to sensitive body organs. That's why this limitation should be taken into consideration for wireless communication. Next limitation is security. Wireless communication device transmit radio signals over a wide open area. Hence, security is major concern. Because of more network traffic can contain sensitive information, it becomes serious issue for many users. Next is multiple access techniques used in wireless communication. Now, multiple access means transmission between channels is in terms of frequency band and it varies accordingly. Therefore, in order to utilize frequency spectrum efficiently, multiple access technique is used. These are the different multiple access technique. First one is FDMA, means frequency division multiple access, in which spectrum is divided in terms of frequency band. In case of TDMA, spectrum is divided in terms of time slots. In case of CDMA, code division multiple access, narrow band is multiplied with large bandwidth signal and generate PN sequence, means pseudo random sequence. So this is three type of multiple access technique used in wireless communication. Next is evolution of wireless communication from 1G to 2G and followed by 3G standard. One by one we taken all the generation consideration evolution of wireless communication. Let's start with first generation. It has standard EMPS. First is 1G. 1G, it is basically used analog communication, and modulation technique used for first generation is frequency modulation. It has data rate is limited up to 8 to 10 kbps. EMPS is first generation standard, which means advanced mobile phone system. EMPS uses large number of cells and omnidirectional antennas. Omnidirectional means it gives directional pattern in a given plane and non-directional pattern in the other plane. Because of this type of construction in EMPS, it offers only limited number of users. Second first generation standard is ETACS, stands for European Total Access Communication System. It has almost same features as EMPS, means it also uses large number of cells and omnidirectional antenna. Only the advantage is it does not waste more bandwidth, means it is up to 25 kHz instead of 30 kHz, which is used in EMPS. Now we are moving towards 2G to 3G evolution. For this standards are 2G standard, IS-95, GSM, Global System for Mobile, IS-136, interim standard 136. From 2G to 2.5G, these standards are 2.5G standards, which is IS-95B, HSC-SD, means high speed circuit switch data, GPRS, General Packet Radio Service, EDGE, enhanced data rate for GSM evolution. From 2.5G to 3G standard, these standards are CDMA 2000, WCDMA, wideband CDMA, EDGE, means modified version of EDGE as compared to previous one, and TD-SCDMA, means time division, synchronous code division, multiple access. Now you can see that from second generation to 2.5 generation, IS-95 is modified to IS-95B, GSM is modified into HSC, SD and GPRS, EDGE take place of IS-136. Same way from IS-95B to CDMA 2000, which is used in third generation, HSC, SD and GPRS are replaced by WCDMA, and EDGE is replaced by modified EDGE and TD-SCDMA. Now we start with this second generation evolution features. Second generation wireless communication standard is based on digital modulation scheme. That means it uses advanced call capability. It has advanced call capability, approximate 3 times increase in overall system capacity. These second generation standards are introduced nearly about 1990s, and it has limited data services like short messages or fax, etc. Let's start with first second generation standard, GSM. GSM stands for Global System for Mobile. It uses TDMA, multiple access, means time division multiple access. It uses both link, downlink and uplink, means from base station to mobile station and mobile station to base station also. It has data rate of 22.7 kbps. It allows user that at a one time only one user can access slot, means it divides into number of time slots. That's why multiple access technique is TDMA. It uses modulation technique of GMSK, means Gaussian minimum shift gain. Next standard is IS-95 standard. IS-95 is compatible with the previous one, which is EMPS. It also has forward compatibility with third generation with WCDMA standard. It provides data rate of 14.4 kbps. Next second generation standard is IS 136, means interim standard 136. It is invented by United States, so it is also called as United States Cellular System. It supports more number of users, approximately 6 times the previous one, because of its frequency reuse plan. It also provides access to VPN. It also supports short messages with a data rate of 48.6 kbps, which is comparatively higher than GSM as well as IS-95. Now we see about different 2.5G standard. First 2.5G standard is HSC-SD, stands for High Speed Circuit Switch Data. The advantage of HSC-SD over GSM is its single mobile subscriber to use consecutive time slot. In case of GSM, we have seen that each individual user uses individual time slot. Instead of this individual time slot, it uses consecutive time slot. Because of that, it provides higher data rate compared to GSM. That means it provides approximately 57.6 kbps of data rate. It also provides error control coding, which is also used to increase this data rate, approximate 57.6 kbps. Only software changes are done for system upgrade, means no need to change in hardware. Next 2.5G standard is GPRS. GPRS stands for General Packet Radio Service. It is used for non-real-time internet usage, that means retrieval of email, fax and web browsing. It is also able to download much more data compared to previous one. Because of that, it provides more number of users, because in case of GPRS, data is transmitted in burst format. In the previous section, we have seen that in case of GSM, one user for one time slot. In case of HSC-SD, there are consecutive time slot, but in this case of GPRS, there are burst format is used. Because of it, more number of users can use this system. It is packet based network, means packet to packet transmission is taken place. It provides data rate of 171.2 kbps, means if all 8 time slots of GSM are allotted to GPRS, then individual user can support 171.2 kbps. It only require hardware requirements, because if you want to use GPRS standard, you have to install routers, internet gateways at base station. This standard is invented or installed in the market in nearly about 2001, and it has overall 100 million of subscribers. It uses multiple access technique of time division multiple access. The next 2.5G standard is EDGE, means enhanced data rate for GSM evolution. For this, additional hardware and software is required at existing base station. It uses digital modulation format. Digital modulation 8PSK is used in EDGE. 8PSK means octal phase shift keying modulation technique is used for EDGE. It uses multiple modulation and coding scheme. Because of this multiple modulation and coding scheme, it has more varying degree of error control protection compared to others. We can also use eGPRS also. That means it is enhanced version of GPRS. This EDGE is enhanced version of GSM. It also provides incremental redundancy, How it is possible? Because EDGE uses 8 PSK, and so that each user can adaptively compute best radio propagation technique as well as best interference. Because of this, it provides incremental redundancy. It provides data rate of 384 kbps, and even for individual user it can be in the form of Mbps, means megabits per second. The last 2.5G standard is IS-95B, stands for Interim Standard 95B. It is upgrade solution for 3G standard. As we seen in 2G to 3G evolution chart, that IS-95B is upgraded to WCDMA and CDMA 2000 in third generation. It provides up to 64 number of different users for channel support, but its practical implementation of 9600 baud rate is not possible, because here moderate medium data rate service is provided by IS-95B, which is approximately 115.2 bits per second per user. So these are the basic standards of 2.5G. Now in the next session we see about 3G standard, which is WCDMA and TD-SCDMA. Okay, thank you.